The Haitian Slave Revolt in 30 seconds.
I am Toussaint Louverture, the general of the hard-working people of Hispaniola. They want freedom. You really think you can take on all of France? No freedom for you! I'm leading these people to freedom, whether you like it or not. Attack! Oh no! Let's fight for the freedom! Freedom, freedom, freedom. Oh no, I'm dying. But we keep fighting. Hashtag we won. Republic.
Let's go more in depth.
Fueled by European demands for sugar, indigo, coffee, and cocoa, during the 18th century, France imported some 20,000 African slaves to their growing plantations in Haiti, many of whom died from malaria, yellow fever, and unimaginable working conditions, where slave owners worked their charges as hard as humanly possible, with minimal provisions for adequate food or proper shelter. As tensions and violence between white colonists and African slaves boiled over on August 22, 1791, slaves engaged in the decade-long Haitian Revolution, or as the French called it, La Guerre de la Indépendance, lasting from 1791 to 1804, and led by figures such as Duty Boukman and Toussaint Louverture. When a group of slaves rose up in rebellion against their French oppressors, the uprising quickly gained momentum as thousands of slaves joined the push for liberation, fighting with determination and resilience against the powerful French military, as well as British and Spanish interlopers who sought to capitalize on chaos within the collapsing French possession. Facing numerous challenges, internal divisions, and shifting alliances, in 1804, under the leadership of Louverture's former lieutenant Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Haiti was granted independence from France, becoming the first black-led republic in the world, as well as the largest slave revolt since Spartacus's unsuccessful uprising against the Roman Republic some 1900 years before. Challenging long-held European beliefs regarding the inferiority of Africans and their matching sentiment about a slave's inability to achieve or maintain their own freedom, the warring slaves of Haiti displayed highly developed organizational capacities and a resilience that sent shockwaves through frightened slave owners in North America, inspiring enslaved people in other colonies to fight for their liberation and independence, a lesson the French would soon embrace following the American Revolution, making the Haitian Revolution a testament to the spirit of the oppressed and the ongoing struggle for freedom. And there you have it.
Going further, before I get into the revolution, let me tell you some facts about General Toussaint Louverture. Around 1743, he was born with the name Francois Dominique Toussaint. Louverture was the son of an educated enslaved person. His father was an African prisoner of war sold into slavery in Saint Dominique. Saint Dominique is the name of a French colony that inhabited the island of Hispaniola before the revolution. For Louverture, by his mid-30s, he was freed and working towards becoming a property owner. Legally, by 1776, he was freed and married with 2 sons. Originally, when the revolution had sparked, Louverture was unsure of himself about whether he wanted to help the cause. After weeks of hesitation, he had decided to help his former master escape and then join the black forces who were hunting plantations. One idea of his was that he was convinced that people were naturally corrupt. He felt that compulsion was needed to prevent idleness, which was an idea of Hobbes. During the revolution, he had taught his own forces guerrilla tactics, and by 1793, he had added the name Louverture, which is the French word for opening, to his name, presumably because of his skill for finding and creating openings in enemy lines. In 1801, he had named himself Governor General for life, where he puts peasants back to work on the plantations under military rule. Moving on to information on the island of Hispaniola, or more modernly known as Haiti, it had originally been named Hispaniola before its independence. It is located in the Caribbean Sea between Cuba and Puerto Rico. Before imperialism, it was inhabited by the Taino people, but after imperialism, it was the French colony that I'd spoken of before, Saint Dominique. There were very profitable sugar plantations that grew on this island, which made it much more attractive to the French. 500,000 enslaved people of African descent had worked on these sugar plantations. These workers were severely underfed and overworked. In the beginning of the revolution, workers were inspired by the talk of liberty and equality. The rebellion officially began in 1791. Out of fear, some Africans escaped plantations and formed maroon colonies, which were groups of formerly enslaved Africans and their descendants who gained freedom by fleeing enslavement. These communities were likely built on mountains or dense, overgrown tropical terrains. There was a division within the workers, as said on page 322 of the Savage textbook. Some people of African descent, angry at discrimination, fought for the rebels. Others, often enslavers themselves, sided with the plantation owners. France and Britain sent armies to fight the rebels, but were overthrown by Louverture's forces. In 1798, the rebels had won and abolished slavery, with Louverture's forces controlling most of the island. In 1802, Napoleon Bonaparte sent a large army in the hopes of reconquering Haiti. In April of 1802, France agreed to stop the fighting and make a deal, or more known as a truce. But in reality, this was a blindside to capture General Toussaint Louverture and carry him to France, where he would later die in prison. Despite his death, the rebels continued fighting for their freedom against France. One major contender against France was yellow fever. This absolutely destroyed the French army, along with the conclusion of the Louisiana Purchase in May of 1803. This signaled Napoleon's intention to withdraw from North America. With less than 3 weeks later, the French position in Haiti became almost impossible with the renewal of hostilities between France and Britain. This was the sudden idea to abolish wartime income taxes. Despite more factors of defeat, France continued to maintain a presence in the eastern part of the island until 1804. Continuing on, in January of 1804, the island declared itself an independent country under the name of Haiti. In the following years, rival Haitian leaders fought for power, but despite this, in 1820, Haiti had finally become a republic, but their troubles had not ended. After their revolution, other European/Caribbean surrogates ostracized Haiti in fear of more slave revolts, but the United States was mixed. Slave-owning states did all they could to suppress news of the rebellion to its people, while merchants in the free states had hoped to trade with Haiti much more than any European powers. There were many struggles with enormous economic and trade isolation from major European powers. Finally, in 1825, France had finally recognized Haiti's independence. The Haitian Revolution is considered the first and only successful slave revolution. Overall, the path to independence was no easy climb for the Haitian people, but with the help of generals like Toussaint Louverture, it was possible. Thank you for listening.